thanks for coming back and checking out my beginner guitar lessons. These are free. Woo! Gotta love free lessons. Last lesson, which was number 3, which makes this number 4, was on tuners and the names of the strings, which is very important for today because today we're going to play some chords. Yes, this is the start of you playing songs. How cool is that? Yeah, you got to play chords to play a lot of these songs. So I'm going to be explaining how to form the chords, how to play them, what they will look like online, on information there, or on paper if you're buying the music to learn how to play. We're not going to dive into the official notes of it, but we're going to deal with the letters and such and where to put your fingers. All right, let's start playing some chords. To start off, you're going to need your pick, so get your pick. I don't know if you decided on the thin ones or the thick ones, but whatever you got, grab it. Make sure your nails are fairly short. You're going to want to trim your nails on this. As I mentioned, if I haven't, I bite mine, which is kind of gross, but hey, they're nice and short all the time, right? What will happen is your nails will dig against the fretboard. And for one thing, some people might find that really annoying. And for another thing, it props your finger up from the string, so you can't quite get your finger down. We're going to be using the tips of our fingers on this stuff, folks. Don't be using the fatty part. The cool thing is when we push your finger down, you're going to see that it'll leave a mark and it'll show where the string's hitting your finger. So if you're hitting it up here on the top parts during our chord lessons, you were doing it correctly. If it's down here, you're doing it wrong. And it ain't going to sound good, folks. The chord we'll be doing today is called the E major chord. There it is. Sounds really good, huh? Very full. You're going to be using all the strings on the guitar for this. When you see this chord online for a song or in a music book, it will be the letter E. It will not be the letter E followed by a small m. It will not be followed by sus or any numbers. This will just be the letter E. And this represents the E major chord. Okay? There's what it's going to sound like, folks. So let's line this up and let's start playing this bad boy. Here we go. Okay, folks, let's form this E major chord. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to put our middle finger on the A string here. Okay? We're going to take our ring finger and we're going to put it right beside it. Same fret, 2nd fret, D string. Okay? And mind you, see how I'm right up on the tips of my fingers? We're underneath, and I'm giving you the middle sign. Now, you got your first finger floating up here. We're going to drop that down on the G string on the 1st fret. Keeping this out as far as you can, my friends. Alright, here comes the moment of truth. Alright, folks, with our pick firmly on the low E string, we're going to use our strumming technique here. We're going to go through all the strings here, and we're going to hear an E major chord. Hopefully. Here we go. Did yours sound like that? Let's try it again. Get your pick on the low E string. We're going to run this straight through, folks. Nice strum. Don't pick, strum. Ooh, how'd that sound? Getting better? Let's try one more time, folks. From the low E string all the way through. Get better every time? I bet it did. Now check your fingers. See where the strings are lining up. If they're on the tops of your fingers, you're doing good. If they're down low, not doing good. You will get calluses on the end of your fingers. They will get hard and mighty. And it'll help pushing down on the strings as well as your pain threshold, okay? You're going to get sore fingers. You're going to feel it in your fingers, in the tips, maybe even in your wrist and your thumb a bit, but your hand will get stronger the more you try this. Make sure to push down nice and firm, okay? Let's go through this one more time. Take your middle finger. We're going to start on the 2nd string, the A, the 2nd from the top here, okay? The ring finger, we're going to put that in on the D string, 2nd fret as well. Okay, our first finger's floating up top here. We're going to throw that down on the 1st fret on the G string. Arching our hand out as best you can. Clamping in the back with our thumb. Put your pick on the low E string. Let's strum through and get it to sound really cool. Beautiful! Yay! Now, let's check each single string to make sure that you're making the chord properly. And this will also help you find out if there is a string that you're not getting the sound out of properly or deadening the sound, okay? So let's pick now each string and make sure that you are forming the E major chord properly and it sounds really good. Okay, here we go. So resting your pick on the low E string, we're just going to go through and pick each string, just like we did in our earlier lesson. Did yours sound like that? Alright, here's some examples of problems you may be having. can hear the second last string didn't have very good tone to it. It sounded pretty dead, right? Well, check out what my first finger is doing here. You can see my first finger is getting a little lazy on me, so we want to arch that out. Let's hear that again. Hey, very nice. All right, so take your time with that, folks. Pick it through, get it sounding as close to that as possible, and keep working at it. Remember, tips of your fingers, okay? Clamp down, arch them out, and you'll get the C chord. This is the beginning of you playing songs. I'm excited for you. All right, how'd you do on today's lesson? Good, I hope. Take your time with it. Guitar's fun, right? And you're going to find your comfort zone. You're going to get better at this all the time. Follow my steps each video, and we will have you playing some rad songs. You're on your way. Today was the first chord in a whole lot of them that are going to be coming up, okay? So let's go over what we did again today. This is the E major chord. You're going to see it as just the letter E if you see it anywhere on paper or online for translation of a song, okay? All right, so let's form the E major chord one more time. Take your middle finger, go on the A string, 2nd fret. Ring finger's going to follow it right up with the D string, 2nd fret. Arch your hand out, folks. Boom. Your first finger's dangling. Put it on the G on the 1st fret, okay? Clamp your thumb down in the middle of the back of the neck. Plant your pick on the low E string and strum that bad boy all the way through, folks. Doesn't that sound awesome? Now to find your trouble spots, pick it through, okay? Hey! That's the E major chord. Hope you guys had a good time learning that. If you like free lessons, please slide that like button and subscribe to my videos as I will be doing vlogs and all kinds of other fun, cool stuff. Okay, so make sure that your thumb...
Sorry.
Smack you.